Are live. Okay, just looking at our. Where are we going to end up going? Okay, hey. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Phoenix, the South End here Thursday, August the 20th. Boy, this month is going by fast. But here we are, and we're meeting again. This group every week. We get together in some way to be able to try and help each other in some way. And we got the famous Sandy Benoit on the line here. Sandy, she's our pet whisperer, so she's on the phone. So we're gonna have some fun today, get some education done, and get us started on another day of business and how we can help people in some way. So we're just going to share our screen and give you some information on a little bit about what Phoenix is all about. If those of you that are online with LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, or YouTube, that we meet every week. So if you have a business of some in some way, whether it's part time or full time, and you want to make it so that more people know about you, check us out. pbex.ca. This is the hub where everything happens. And our member of the week is Patricia Ramirez. She's our Melaleuca lady. She has, of course, healthy products in the home, non-toxic, and has over 400 different products, on her list and so on. And you could check that out. There's a little video there of Patricia. Very nice lady. She's got a heart of gold. All she wants to do is help people. And there's Patricia's e-card if you want to connect to her in other ways. By the way, regarding e-cards, we give all of these to our Phoenix members when they join, and it's an electronic business card that you can leave on your social media, in your email, and wherever else that people need to get a hold of you. Rather than putting a whole list of things, well, here's my website, here's my email, here's my other social media, we do it in one link. And the e-card itself goes into all the other parts it is. Here's just a sample of Patricia's e-card. Beautiful lady. And there's her logo. A little bit of write up about her and how to get into basically her website. There's a way to get a hold of her, how to leave a Google review, and a little video right at the end of it. So just to give you an idea. So it's like a mini website for your phone. About 70% or more of the traffic that's on the internet, by the way, is on people's phone. So this is designed specifically for that. So it's great when you want to be able to direct people to your site or whatever by one link. So it's really great. So we have basically four different ways that you can get a hold of us or be part of Phoenix in some way. We have our Monday, Wednesday, Thursday group, and then we have a once a month group called the After Hours group. It's our next one is on August the 25th. It's usually the last Tuesday of the month, and we pick that time slot mainly because as soon as the kids go back to school, people are then shuffling and chauffeuring their kids to school in the morning. And or if you have morning meetings and you can't make these meetings in the morning between 8 and 9 Eastern, then the option then, if you don't have that time in the daytime, we do it in the evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could join us and once a month, and this way for 1 hour a month it will give you enough exposure and enough be able to bounce ideas off of your own business where you have other people looking at it. It's more of a mastermind group, that After Hours, and that has been really proven great because people that are have come to that, they get all their goals. So far we've had that. So you have a yearly goal and you meet every month, and just to see how far and how close you are to your overall goal. And so it's smart to do that because you don't want to be looking at your goals in November only to find out that, oh, you're way off on your goals and you only have like 30 days to try and correct it. This way you meet every month and you can make those corrections as you go. Right, Penny Lee Prevost heads that up, and all Phoenix members are, of course, welcome to that. There is no extra charge, but if only you can only join Phoenix that one time, then it's a very very comparable rate there. We have our Canada Growth Network that happens every Monday at 1 o'clock. We have Bernie and Percy that heads that up on the Canada Growth Network. There's a different topic every week. East Trade Wins every Tuesday. That's a great one if you want to do any global connections, that kind of thing, and just to say hi in that space. Our we just had our our next at Hive meeting is on September the 21st in the morning, so that's happening next month, of course. And I just wanted to mention something regarding because I was asked about different levels of the membership that we have. So just so you're aware of it, or if people are saying, well, I'm not sure how I can join Phoenix. So here's a couple of different packages that Phoenix has. We've had these packages for so long. This is where the weekly visits are. You basically come in every week and you have those meetings happening, and that's at a certain rate. If you want to do, as I said, the after hours group, then you could use and try this one. This you only have to do it once a month, and it happens with your goals and that kind of thing. If you just wanted the electronic business card, because some people can't come in, or they just want to get our whole set, you don't have to pay anything for the setup. We do all of the work, and it is basically works out to, it's actually less than $9 a month. It's $99 a year in that way. So it's a great way to be able to stay vigilant, and you keep that, and it looks very professional, as you saw with Q's card. Or you can come in once a month, and that's free. So if a business wants to sort of try out and kick our tires a little bit after the second or third visit, if they just want to, just see how it goes, they could come once a month, and it's still free in for very particular parts of the Zoom meetings. Okay, so these are the packages, and if you know of somebody that does have a business and they want to be able to expand it in some way, these are the various ways that you could connect to Phoenix. We've always been very driven to help businesses, help charities, which this year we are helping the Canada Food Cupboard, and we just finished a golf tournament, which was amazing, by the way, Bernie, the way we had that up, and it was wonderful that Cara Lee and her crew and her team was able to do that through St. Louis Bar and Grill. So we want to thank all those people that were part of that. And every year we always to try and do something towards charity, and so pretty much everything that we collect in dues really goes back into the community in some way, or we do incentives for other businesses, that kind of thing. So it's a wonderful way to be able to give back to the community. So far, our totals are, now these are from 2 weeks ago. We'll have to update those. We'll have to add several thousands of dollars, but up to then we had over 35,000 in actual dollar referrals since the beginning of the year, 154 referrals, and that adds to the $5 million worth of business we've had over the last 10 years. We started in 2016, and over 8,000 referrals, and it's been quite a ride for sure. The connections are there as far as our e-cards go, so it's wonderful when we can get people to use those e-cards, and we can share businesses with others. The Phoenix QR code is there for those that want to know more about who we are, and it gives a little explanation, so you can tap that and see how that goes. Okay. So a little bit of education. We have Kelly with her wonderful cat, and I can't wait to see how she's going to incorporate the cat and hot peppers with it. So I'm just
He's
kidding.
a bit of a big boy, but he cries like a baby if he doesn't get attention immediately, but it's short-lived. See, there we go. So, thank you for entertaining me while I comforted Bo. Um, so this morning's education moment, there's something that I heard over the last week, and it sort of had me pondering. I think it's less about education and more sort of philosophical. And it has to do with like the meaning of life. So a little light topic, but um, a lot of us are seekers, and a lot of us look for meaning in our work and meaning in our services that we provide to our clients, and our careers. And I've often sort of equated my value with the output or the quality of work that I can produce for my client base, and the value I have for my toward my colleagues as well. Um, but whenever I heard this very simple quote, um, it stopped me in my tracks. And I thought, maybe this is more accurate. Maybe this is the ticket. So it said something like, and I will misquote it, the the meaning of life, the value in life is enjoying the passage of time. So dead simple, but it struck a chord. It's really like Tony had described. We were having chats about this morning about transportation and trains, and the train is going to pass. The train's going to go by. The train is going to go down the track, no matter what. So, how are you experiencing it? Are you enjoying the passage of time? Are you enjoying the processes in which you're involved? For me, as a real estate agent, every listing and every purchase for my clients is multifaceted, layers upon layers of process, tasks. How are we enjoying those? Are we enjoying the passage of time? Are we enjoying the processes in which we are engaged? Are we enjoying the experience and the process of the defeats or the challenges or the failures, perceived failures? Are we enjoying the opportunities that just come our way? Are we enjoying the opportunities we fight for and get? Enjoying the passage of time. No matter what we're engaged in, time is a passing. So let's try to enjoy it as much as possible. That's it.
Thank you very much, Kelly. When I look at some of the little things that you kind of remember, you go back like 30 years or 20 years or something, you kind of think, take a little piece of time, it could have lasted 10 seconds. And then you play that in your mind about, maybe a reaction of somebody opening up a gift or just something that was almost a nothing at the time, but you remember it. So that is very, very big. So thank you, Kelly, for that. Okay, well, let's get right into our introductions. So we have, we're past the way middle of August in your business. If there's something in your business that people are more focused on at this time of year, or you want to be able to highlight something that you've always done, but not many people know about it, it's amazing. Sometimes we add something to our business and then forget that it's a thing. Okay, so if you want to bring that up, this is a good time. So let's start with Jacqueline. How are you doing, Jacqueline? What would you like to share with us?
I am fantastic today. I got to tell you, I was out and about very early this morning and I thought I could get away with a t shirt. No, not today. I threw on a sweater. My favorite turtleneck is what I wound up wearing. So as I had to take a breath, lift my shoulders, took them back, drop them down, I extended my arms, thinking the seasons are changing. And it's interesting, Kelly, seasons get to change. And will we recognize, observe, and believe in what we can do, select, and have? Uh, on my walk, knowing that seasons change, I know people are thinking maybe my home energy needs to change, whether it's using Tony or Kelly, changing the space, the roof over your head is something you may want to consider taking those walks outside as you're breathing deeply. Maybe it's not just about changing their space. Maybe it's renegotiating the energy, the money, their resources within that space. And then you need to look at your equity. Maybe it's going to take a little bit of money to do. Maybe it's reconstructing, renewing, revolving within your home or outside the home. When you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, you know you need to contact your mortgage honey, with or without a turtleneck.
Do you have any BAMs or any referrals?
Hopefully for next week, I'll have a fair amount of BAMs to do. It's a busy week, I got to say. Yeah.
Yes, it was with the golf and everything. So thank you very much for attending that and everything. That is definitely, I guess you could call it a mass spam.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
'Cause
Jacqueline, you
Kelly
were
was there, Bernie was there,
fantastic.
I was there. So
yeah. It was, between um, these trade winds and golf. I I love getting out there, meeting and connecting, having those great conversations. Not just about mortgages. I got to tell you, it's not always about mortgages. It's about where we are and what we are looking for.
yeah, I love that you got that Home Depot gift card that
I
was
know.
from the door prize. You can let's
You
go seven.
did. There,
See, that's part of
that's
my renos. That's what,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Now, if it was $50,000 rather than 50, that would have made a lot of
Then
difference. But totally get
there we
it. It
go.
all
But
helps. All helps.
see, that would be great. That would be the cottage.
Yes, yes, yes. Kelly, is there a cottage we can buy for $50,000?
there is. Do you want it? That's
And
the
that
bigger
brings us
question.
to Kelly.
Thank you for that segue, Tony. Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly Harrigan. I'm a realtor, a sales representative, real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty Centers. I proudly and lovingly serve clients throughout Ottawa and all the way to Toronto. I provide strategic, hands-on representation, and I ground everything I do in current actual market data and trust only the best of the best service professionals like Jacqueline Richards, our mortgage honey. Um, so yes, I'm very careful with due diligence and I give strong, informed advocacy, whether you're buying or selling or even leasing or investing. I take the time to understand what exactly matters to you the most, and I explain the process to you clearly with anticipatory problems and solutions. I come to the table with solutions before your problems even arise. Quite meticulous, and my approach combines a lot of experience in executive high pressure negotiations, customer service, and leadership. So I'm going to plop my contact info into the chat right there. One thing Tony had mentioned, if there's a hot topic right now, yes, people now, I'm noticing in the market, this happens every year, especially with buyers and tenants. We're approaching back to school. We have 2 weeks left roughly before back to school. Something mental shifts in families who are buying or looking to change their lease, tenants. They suddenly have this massive sense of urgency. It has to get done before back to school. It has to happen. Let me calm you. Let me reassure you and reframe it for you. If by August 20th, we don't already have a new home scheduled to move in by September 1st, it's not going to happen before back to school. So you can calm down. It's okay. We're going to miss that target. That is just a calendar target. That's not an actual deadline for anyone. It's difficult to transition into a new school if that's where your children's experience is and a new neighborhood all at the same time. I promise you, you have support. We will get through it. We can do it in October. We can do it in November. We could even do it in the winter. So be calm, carry on. We will find the right house for you. Do not panic. We cannot rush the process. Maybe the right house isn't ready for you yet. So we remain patient, we remain persistent, and we remain vigilant. That's it for me. Thank you.
Wow, I feel like going out and buying a house.
I know someone who can help you with that, Tony.
I just wow, yeah, this is
I
awesome.
feel like you should buy a house too. Let's discuss offline.
Yeah. Okay. Over to you, Sam. How are things going in the car world?
Very good, Tony. Thank you. I'm catching up with all my clients that patiently waited for me to get back from holidays. So should be finished hopefully by the middle of next week. Samsters Connected Cars.ca. Put my contact information in the chat. Yes, automobiles are my thing. Main thing started off to be dash cameras. I still do that, but also do many things like brake jobs, like I did yesterday, and minor repairs, oil changes, wheel bearings, tie rods, things like that. What I'm talking about this week is rad fluid. It's a coolant in your car that's very necessary for the car to stay cool in the hot summertime. And believe it or not, in the wintertime as well, because there's high temperatures in your engine when it gets warm, and that's what it's there for. And it also prevents the car in the wintertime, our winters, when it gets really cold, from freezing. You don't want just water in that radiator fluid because if it freezes, it cracks the engine block, and you have all kinds of issues from that. And believe it or not, even if you have an EV, they have coolant in it. Many people don't know that. They do have coolant in an EV, help to cool down the electric batteries in the car. Not necessarily something that changes often, but for cars that are non-electric, you do have to change your rad fluid every so often to make sure it keeps doing what it's supposed to do. If you need any more information, I'm here, handy to let you know what to do and how to do it. And I can do it for you. Let's see here. No BAMs this week because, again, I was on holidays, but planning to get more. And maybe I'll see Blueberry next week. I don't know. Jacqueline said something about maybe getting her car to me. We'll see. Um, that's it for me, Sam Sturris, ConnectedCars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle and a heck of a lot more.
Okay. And on our phone here, we have Sandy Benoit, our pet whisperer. So, Sandy, if you have a moment, if you could let us know a little bit about the lives you change with what you do.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm Sandy, founder of King on Touch and Tell. And I want to thank Kelly for that education because I think we're on the same path. Because I've been in the business for over 30 years. And this week, a thought came to my mind that the reason why I'm there over 30 years is because I've come up with a word, which is the word learn. And the word learn to me means listen, educate, aware, and to remember that knowledge is power. So even though I'm visually impaired, I still can achieve that word. And it's amazing how it resonated what Kelly educated us with. So over the 30 years, I've been able to promote a deep bond with pets and their pet owners through massage, energy work with chakra and crystal work, nutrition, which is food and medicine are the same source, from football exercises to create that different change or better change or positive change. And so that's what I came over the week thinking about why I'm so passionate about my business is because I'm always learning. So there we are. Let's learn more things in the future to come. I think that's pretty good.
That is good. It is good, Sandy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sandy. That's
Thank
awesome. Love what you do. Yeah, is there any kind of cure for cats that are constantly wanting attention for like 10 seconds?
Yeah. You don't want them always on your lap, always bothering you, always pestering you, okay? So it's the same deal with dogs. You put them in a nice, comfortable room, maybe with music, that type of thing, and you leave them there for maybe 5 seconds. And then you make that length longer and then longer so that eventually you can go do whatever you want to do, work on a customer or do whatever. And it's the same sort of thing with a cat and a dog. They're both from the kind of the same energy, although cats are more needy in that space. So that's my thought for that.
Okay. Thank you very
I
much,
will
Sandy.
say
Thank you.
it's only when he wants it urgently.
Yes.
But then he's fine for hours. Then he forgets that I exist, which I'm happy with. Thank
Yeah.
you so
The
much.
big difference between dogs and cats is that dogs care.
Yes, that's true. Cats are needy. Cats rule and dogs drool.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Sandy.
okay, over to you, Bernie. What's going on in your world?
Oh, I'm catless at this point, but had cats in the past. So, and one for 23 years. So, Miss Max, he was a good cat. He was a dog cat. So, yeah,
Nice.
best of both worlds. So what do? Well, I chat with people, and a lot of the conversations end up doing cross connections. The podcast, Knack for Business, is part of that journey. That's one element. The other element is East Trade Winds and Canada Growth Network. By the way, next Monday, Canada Growth Network, it's Carl Richards who's going to be the guest speaker. And then on East Trade Winds on Tuesdays, Vance Morris. And he helps people retain their clients. So that's an example of that. You'll see some other stuff in the chat, or if you go on the LinkedIn, you'll see a whole bunch of other things that I'm sharing. That are different people that are contacts, and they're across the globe and or local. And so a lot of that helps kind of fold it together. There's another piece of the puzzle. It's called Profit 10 Snapshot. And it's free, 5 minutes. So it's all yes and no's. And it helps you try to identify the blind spots in your business. And if you can't walk away, now of course, Sam's business needs Sam to be there. Unless, of course, Sam is hiring people to be there. I don't think Sam's doing that. So, he already knows the answer. If he takes 30 days off, it's 30 days that it's quiet. However, that said, if that's not your nature of your business, then this might be a handy thing to take. You might end up getting a 100% score. It's meant to find the gaps. And go ahead and check it out. BAMS wise, let's see. Well, I convinced Carl to speak on Monday. We had a speaker going, he's going to the hospital. So I said, okay, I'm not going to do the Canada Growth Network call from the hospital. That's all right. Test tubes and, nurses and docs. No. So Carl's there. East Trade Winds, we had Tony, Jacqueline, and Carl present. So greatly appreciated. Great golf game. Really good golf game. I've already posted content in LinkedIn and on Instagram at Knack for Business. You can find it in that space on Instagram and in LinkedIn on my own page and all the other channels. So you'll see the chatter coming out. It's dispersed over the week. Kat would be proud of me, I think. Anyhow, yeah, I'm going to stop because you know what? I'll keep going. Back to you, Tony.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, that was a pretty good golf game. I've never seen a golf game where halfway through we got the sign from the marshal coming over. He says it's over. The bell or the horn had already gone off that it was starting to rain, and lightning was 8 kilometers away. So it says that can't be a good thing when you're swinging a metal object on an open field in the rain. So we went to the clubhouse, and it just poured like crazy. And so we thought we were over. So Bernie and I went over to the car, already put our stuff and our gear into the car, figuring, okay, we'll just grab our food and then go. And then all of a sudden, within, 12 minutes, the rain had passed, the sun comes out, and everybody goes, hey, let's go back. Jeez. Okay,
who's dedicated golfers that doesn't care that the ground's wet and sobbing wet and the ball doesn't roll well anymore.
Yeah,
that's okay. Yeah. That wasn't the type of game it was.
With my team, they said they used the terrain as an excuse for bad hits. They were like, "Oh, it's wet. That's why." Oh my God, this is my first golf game.
That's why I missed the ball.
I'm just bad. I'm just terrible at this. But no, it's wet. That's why that was a bad hit.
That's it. It's so true. So, Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time. 20 years may not be the longest time for a profession, but I was doing what I was doing way before that, and I only discovered what I do once we started getting into it. I was always a medium, and I was always clairvoyant. I always heard something in my head first, and within 30 seconds, I'd hear it either on the TV or a guy behind me at the restaurant say it. So it was just, I thought that was really weird, but when it happens like 200 times, in a row, he says, okay, well, what's going on? I thought everybody had that experience. But when you start connecting to really what your passions are, what your talents are, you don't work a day in your life after that. I don't consider it work. I'm not a clock watcher. When somebody comes in for a meeting, I give them a full reading, and then we end up with a tuning session. Had a lady last night that came in, and we talked for about an hour and a half, and I gave her all kinds of insight to the things that were going on in her life. And she says, "Okay, well, this is great, Tony. I'm looking forward to doing this again." And I said, "Before you go, I'm feeling that there's something like on your throat and on your chest that we need to pull off. And this is an energy, and sometimes it happens where, let's say, a pet dies like 10 years ago, and you never got over it, or a relationship had gone through, and you never did get through it, but that energy is still on your heart." And so, over a long period of time, it starts eroding away some of the energies around your heart, meaning slower blood pressure, slower circulation, and it just starts getting it. So I said, before you go, I'd like to address that, just so I know that you're leaving here in the best condition. So after that thing, it was, she was just blown away. She felt she could actually breathe farther than she ever have before, because it does, although it takes up energetic space, it also takes up physical space. So when taking a deep breath in, she was able to have a huge deep breath in. I says, "Oh, good, you got your breath back. Something took your breath away, and we gave it back to you." So, and those are the kind of things that I do. I really care, and I love what I do. So those combinations make for a great experience. So if you know somebody that's off, I work with PTSD people, veterans, children that have been abused, and I usually get the hard cases that they've tried everything else, and I seems to be the last one. And it's okay, because after they experience what I do, then there's nothing else that they need to do. So it's all good. So we're here to raise your spirits, okay? So, yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Sorry, just one thing I forgot to mention during my intro there was Kelly was talking about life as a journey, and if you want to know more about that, I'm not a religious person, but the Book of Buddha, if you're interested in something like that, talks about enlightenment and the journey of life. So
Yep.
you might want to take a look. I read
Okay.
it many years ago.
Yeah, and the best part is a Buddha isn't religious, so, so it's all about energy and spirit. So yeah, good. So just going with that song, life is a highway, as they say. So on that note, we have our own Q that will give you a presentation and a little bit about the great work that she does and helps people's improve their lives. Over to you, Q.
Thank you, Tony. Let me share my screen quickly before I move my presentation. Sorry, give me 1 second. One. Share. No, please let me know if you can
Yep.
see my
Looks
screen.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so at the beginning of the meeting, Kelly was mentioning about the meaning of life. And I was like, yes, because today we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And because most of us spend years thinking about how to build our wealth, we save into our TFSA, contribute to RSP, buying a home, investing. But there's one question we don't always think about, which is what actually happened to all of this when we pass away. So today I want to walk you through what can happen to your money, where taxes can come in, and why having enough liquidity, including life insurance, can be an important part of the plan. When someone passes away, their financial affairs still need to be settled, and there can be a final tax return, tax owing, debt, mortgage obligations, and estate admin costs. So the question isn't only how much did I leave behind? It is also how much cash will my family need to settle everything. So let's start with the TFSA. A lot of people hear tax-free and think there's nothing to worry about when they pass away. but beneficiary planning still matters. So for example, if a spouse or common law partner is properly named as a successor holder, the TFSA can generally continue as a TFSA. If there isn't a successor holder, the treatment is a little bit different, and the growth after death can have tax consequences. Next up is the RRSP. An RSP is an amazing tool while you're alive because you're deferring tax. But at death, the remaining RSP value can generally be included in your income for tax purposes. And there's important exceptions, like, for example, qualifying transfer to a surviving spouse or common law partner can receive special treatment. But if you don't have that type of rollover, a large RSP can create a significant tax liability. So in this example here, if you have a 500,000 in an RSP, right? And you pass this away, there can be a potential large tax bill because now that 500,000 can be added to your income. And when you do your final tax return. So 500,000 RSP and 500,000 cash to your family did not necessarily equal 1 million that they will receive when you pass away. What about the house? Let's talk about the biggest assets most families have, which is their house. There's a common misconception that your house simply passes to your family with no tax considerations. Yeah, so some people always think like my kid will inherit my house, maybe. But you need to also think about what happened to the mortgage, what happened to the taxes, and what happened if the property isn't fully sheltered by the principal resident exemptions. Your home did not equal the amount of cash that your family will receive. So I wouldn't tell someone like your house will definitely be taxed. I would say your home needs to be part of your estate plan. And this is the part I want people to understand, that someone can have a 1.45 million net worth, which include their home, their RSP, the TFSA, the investment, and still have a cash flow problem when they pass away. You can't pay a tax bill with an equity in your home unless you access or sell that equity. You can't simply hand the CRA an RSP statement. You will need cash to do that. And the questions come to, where does the cash come from? Imagine your spouse just lost you, they are grieving, and at the same time they are being told, we need to deal with the mortgage, we need to deal with the taxes, we need to settle the estate, we need cash. That when families can end up making decisions they wouldn't otherwise make, like selling investment at the wrong time, refinancing at the wrong time, or potentially selling a home. And this is where life insurance can become much more than simply replacing someone's income. One of the biggest benefits of life insurance is the liquidity. When an insured person passes away, a life insurance death benefit can provide cash to the beneficiary, and that cash can help the family deal with things like debt, mortgage obligation, final expenses, income replacement, and potential tax liability. So they would receive the death benefit tax-free, and then they can use it however they want. And now let's look at one example, John family. So let's imagine that John had this assets, RSP, TFSA, home, mortgage, other investment. And then John passes away, his family doesn't simply receive the 1 million cash of his net worth. Instead, they have to deal with the taxes, the debt, the mortgage, and the state admin process. Now, imagine John also has 800,000 life insurance. That creates a pool of cash that can help the family deal with the tax, the mortgage, the final expense, and also the income replacement. So without immediately having to sell the family home or other assets. So it does help protect what matters most. Yeah, so his family doesn't need to sell, doesn't have to rush into doing anything while they're still grieving. And that's the more important thing. Give people time to literally grieve and think about what they want to do next. So there are 4 questions I encourage everyone to think about and review, not just once, because life changes. You get married, you have children, you buy a house, you build your RSP, you start a business. Your financial plan should also change with you. So think about like beneficiary, have you have all of those figured out for your TFSA, RSP, life insurance, critical illness insurance, disability, things like that. Do you have a will? You know, what assets could be taxed as debt? And also, if you pass away tomorrow, where would the cash would come from? That's all the questions that, not many people want to think about this, because sometimes like this subject is kind of, you don't really want to talk about, but it's an important conversation that should happen with your spouse, with your kids, with your family in general. Oh yeah, I'll leave you with this. We spend a lot of time learning about how to build wealth, like TFSA, RSP, investment, real estate. But building wealth is only half of the conversation. We also need to think about what happened to that wealth when we are no longer here, because the goal isn't simply to leave our family assets. The goal is to make sure they can actually keep and use those assets. That is why I believe wealth accumulation, beneficiary planning, estate planning, and life insurance should all be part of the same conversation. Thank you from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need it most. Thank you for the time. I will open the floor to any questions you may have.
Okay.
Yes,
I have a
Kelly.
question,
Hey,
Q.
go ahead, Kelly.
Thank you for that excellent presentation, and also for igniting fear in me to get my act together. I am very much appreciative. I have a question for you. I don't know if your expertise is necessarily estate planning, but maybe you know the answer from your experiences. Whenever someone has an individual pension plan with their employer, not us self-employed business people, but with regular normies, and they have a beneficiary assigned to it, and they pass away. How does the employer know that the person died, the employee passed away, if they don't pass away like at work or during their employment? What happens if it's in the post-employment period? Maybe you aren't able to answer that, and I'm sorry for throwing you something a little bit out of left field.
So are you saying that if that person retire and they
Yeah.
passes away? Or
Yeah,
like when
or
they
if they have either retired, or if they've moved on to different employment, but the retirement savings is still there waiting for them to withdraw during the retirement qualification period. I've sort of wondered, is there some sort of like a central notification system whenever someone's death certificate is created, does it go to certain places, or are the individuals in the family estate responsible for tracking down those employers? And maybe that could be like another source of income in your presentation is, do they have old pensions from the, the government job that they had for 10 years before they left, for example? That was
That's a
just,
good
it was a
question.
question as well as a potential, maybe that's another trail that has to be gone down and chased whenever you are helping someone close their estate.
Yeah, so I can't speak for all companies, like if they have any kind of central tracking like that. But generally, that's it. More like the family would reach out to the company to inform them, because like when someone pass away, it's not like the death certificate will just get blown out, sent out to like
Blasted
a whole
out.
bunch of people, right? It's usually the family member who kind of apply for it and like get it and things like that. So that's why I mentioned about, like having conversation with your family regularly is kind of very important, right? Like you need to give them all the information, who to call, call the company number, the life insurance people number, your investment advisor number, financial advisor, doctors, lawyers, everyone. Just put like everything in one place.
Yeah.
So that when you pass away, your family member can just simply, open that document, like, okay, I need to call to inform the employer in your questions, right? About, who passes away, and then next step. So yeah, I don't think they will reach out to me.
Thank you, Q. That's
More
so
like
very
the family
organized.
accordion fun.
would inform. Yeah.
Call it when I die. Thank you, Q. That's very helpful and brilliant.
Yeah, Sam, no questions?
Yeah, I was I was trying to look up something while Kelly's question. And maybe this will help. The executor slash estate trustee is responsible for notifying financial institutions, the Canadian Revenue Agency, and Service Canada to cancel benefits like CPP and OAS. So if the person has a pension and things like that, that's the person who's responsible for notifying financial institutions. The estate executor, that's the
Executor.
person.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of responsibility on one person.
Oh
yeah,
yes, oh yes. So when
it's a
somebody
big
asks you to
job.
be an executor, be careful. Read into it because it's a bigger thing that you might think. But yeah, maybe having an accordion file that has all your finances in it, all your life insurance, investments, everything in one file. That way, if something does happen, they can go to one place. And I've had it, personally, where we had to scour the house, look under beds, look. I mean, when it's not organized, it can be really difficult. And just exactly what Kelly was mentioning, that detail. Like, how would you know? You wouldn't even know how to get a hold of the company, or even if they even have any pension or anything. So yeah, it's good to have everything in one place. So yeah, just either in a filing cabinet, but most people you can come up with these little accordion files, and you just put everything in there and have everything in one place. And that then it helps the people left behind on how to track some of this stuff, because they're already mourning the loss, and it doesn't help to look for it because your head isn't there, right? So everything in one place would be good, or unless Q has another idea, because Q, you also have a program where all this stuff can be online. I forget, Ancestry, or there's a
It's
a
called
service.
Everest.
I think so.
It's called Everest. Yeah. So one of
Yeah,
our
Everest. Yeah.
just give you all involved that can keep all of that and your pictures.
Yes, yeah. It's like an ancestry thing, and it has all the files in there. And Everest is like either it's a one-time charge, or there's a very low charge for that. But it has everything online, and the person can just yeah, because you might lose a file in a fire, or something, or it can just get lost in a move. That happens. and at least it's online that people can still track it and find out. So maybe that could be another presentation down the way of how that works, sort of thing. But okay.
Yeah, one of the things I personally do is having like a share folder with all of my family members. So we put like every information on there, like what we have, financial, life insurance, investment, contact information for everyone, my employer, lawyer, family member too sometimes. But that's Facebook
That's
now.
true.
So you don't need to know like people number, but back in the day when you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, my sister is a 3 on my phone.
Yeah. So you can do that too.
For sure.
Make sure that it's shared though, because like it's kind of hard to know the password to log in, even your bank account and all
That's
those.
right. Yep, it's true, for sure. Thank you very much, Q. Great presentation. And Bernie, if you have a quote for us for the end of the day, we're just coming up to the top of the hour. Bump.
Absolutely, Tony. Success is just how high you bounce after you hit the bottom. George Patton. Unless, of course, you've hit the bottom and you ain't coming back up, in which case your relatives have to bounce back up.
Yeah,
there
then
you
you need
go.
Jacqueline to get you out of there. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. And those that are on Facebook Live and LinkedIn, YouTube Live, and thank you very much for joining us today. And hope to see you again next week or one of our other meetings that we have on Monday and Wednesdays. So until then, have yourself a safe weekend and know that you matter. And we'll see you again soon. Okay, take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay.